you feel stuck in your life and you don't know where to start, but you know you want something better, I want to share with you 3 things that really helped me get through the toughest times and really start to turn my life around. I had to hit rock bottom and nearly lose everything to finally change my life. And since then, I've been rebuilding my life for the last few years. I've been sober for over 3.5 years now, and I'm a completely different person. And there's a lot of things that I've learned along the way. Number one, the illusion of one day I'll change my life. So this right here is the most dangerous lie that I ever told myself. One day I'm gonna change, so it doesn't really matter what I do today because eventually I'll get my shit together. It was almost like a built-in justification for myself to continue self-destructive habits because in my mind I had this false hope, this false promise, basically telling myself that eventually I'll fix my life. So what I do right now doesn't really matter and the consequences aren't something that I have to worry about. The longer you continue to drift, the harder it becomes to pull yourself back and get back on track. And that's what happened to me. I just continued drifting and drifting year after year until I spiraled down so far that I almost wasn't able to pull myself back out. And that's what's gonna happen. You kind of just lose track of time. The bad decisions compound, they build on top of each other. So what can you do with this information? Because we've established that this illusion of one day I'll fix my life is actually a lie. So you must have a direction. You have to have an aim, something that you are moving towards. If you are aimless, you have no purpose, and you will continue to seek comfort in things that are easy, might feel good in the moment, that give you some sort of instant gratification. So you must pick a direction. It doesn't have to be something magnificent. Just choose something and do it. Start moving towards something. All right, now the second thing that helped me change my life is starting small. In a way, this is kind of the answer to the one-day illusion. The illusion itself creates the idea that you will magically transform one day. Now, the thought of that is not only overwhelming, but it can actually be completely paralyzing. Having that amount of pressure on yourself to be able to change this version of you that is so broken and create this polished, refined, perfect version of yourself overnight, it's impossible. And that is discouraging to think about. Now here's a quick example to put it into perspective. You're assembling something that has a million different components and parts and a 50-page instruction manual. That feeling of looking at this daunting task and being completely overwhelmed and honestly not even wanting to start, that feeling right there is the same thing that happens in your life. But how do you actually move forward with that task? You take it one part at a time, one step at a time, and that thing you're building starts to materialize. You gain traction, you gain momentum, right? And then before you know it, you finally built the thing and you feel super good about it. So how does this apply to our lives? It all starts with small daily habits. That is the most important thing. It's not gonna be this huge transformation, right? So just start with one habit at a time. Don't try to take on too much. Choose something that you know is moving you away from the life that you desire and change it. And imagine what your life would look like a year later if you continuously kept changing one small habit at a time. So one thing I challenge you to do is just name all of the habits, all of the things you repeat on a daily basis, and be honest with yourself. Are these things moving me toward my ideal future or away from them? Now, the last thing, you have to figure out your why. You know, I spent years in and out of addiction, trying to get clean, not being able to stick with it, having terrible habits and a horrible lifestyle, having moments where I would sort of, start working out or start trying to take my life more seriously, and then I would fall right back into old habits and destructive patterns. It's almost like I could never stick to it. I could never keep it going. All of the bad choices that I was making, my addiction spiraling out of control, it eventually actually led me to ending up in prison. I suffered the ultimate consequence, and I made a lot of other people suffer as well. I was pretty much given the ultimatum. It's like two things happened. Number one, my family, who have stood by my side through all my bullshit, they pretty much told me, like, if you can't get your shit together after going through this, we're done with you. This is the final straw. And not only that, but the weight that I felt, you know, from the decisions that I made, that thought was so heavy that I realized, like, I gotta change. I can't keep doing this. I cannot keep living like this. So I finally had my why. And obviously, it doesn't need to get to that point. You just have to take a look in the mirror, really think about, like, where is my life headed to? What is my life gonna look like in 5 or 10 years from now if I keep doing what I'm doing right now? The things that I'm doing every single day, what is my life gonna look like? And if that thought scares you, that should be a strong enough why. You know, my path led me to hitting rock bottom and finding out there was a bottom even lower than rock bottom. I remember feeling so lost, just ashamed of the person I was becoming, and almost giving up completely. I'm proud to say that I'm completely unrecognizable from the person I was a few years ago. And it just feels so good to be able to look my mom in the face and know that she's proud of who her son is finally. I'm working full-time at a homeless shelter. I'm repairing broken relationships with my loved ones. I'm also building a business on the side, taking care of my body in the best shape of my life. And I'm just genuinely excited for the future. It's just kind of crazy to be able to sit here and say that, because I spent so many years just completely hopeless. If you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. I appreciate you. If you're feeling stuck in your life, just know that it is possible to change, and it is so worth it. It's gonna take some work, but it is absolutely worth the effort. You got this.